What is good, family? Welcome back to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as soon as humanly possible. And also throw those A's in the chat if you can hear your boy speak. What is up, family? What is up? Good to see everybody here. Really, really interesting day in the market today, man. I can't even tell you how weird it was to experience all these weird no follow-throughs in the morning into observing BTC making a massive $7,000 drop, right, from its 64,000 top. That was incredible price action, team. We were able to observe that price action live, right? It was incredible to observe, team. I got to tell you, man, BTC, I think, ended up dropping half of its, actually, no, let's see what it is, right? BTC's average true range on a daily time frame is pretty insane, right? So $2,000, so $2,000. It's its average true range, and this thing dropped around $6,000 or $7,000 in the span of about 1 or 2 minutes after getting that run to 64K. CoinFox, my bro, so good to see you, man. We've missed you in the live streams. I can't tell you how much the family has been asking about you, and Off Grid Gorilla coming back into the picture, man. We've missed you guys so much. I can't tell you, man. That everybody has been so fond of you guys, and you're definitely missed, right? So if you guys want to come on and say hello, no problem there, right? The family, I'm sure, would be very thankful to hear from you and OGG, right? You guys, I love that. I love it, man. Ian saying that dirty old gorilla not snowed in no more. He is not.
Foxy, did you go fishing as well?
Did you go, Foxy? What's up, OG?
What up, family?
Oh,
Glad
man,
to be back.
Love it, dude. I love it. I'm so happy to hear from you guys, man. Really cool stuff.
What's up, people?
What's up, Coin?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going, man. It's good to hear from you, brother. How's everything? Are you okay? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
We don't need to beat up. We don't need
the last couple of days.
Oh, okay. We don't need to beat up anybody, though, right?
No, hell no.
I got your back, bro.
Damn it, I was looking for some fun.
You were looking for the fun,
yeah,
huh?
that Bitcoin pump was epic. My
Dude,
God.
I you know what? I was Zephram. He's one of my other analysts, right? He primarily for small caps and micro caps, right? He asked me, "Hey, Arca, what do you think? What do you think about BTC?" Right? This was at market open, right? Just just literally within the first hour, and I told him, "Well, I don't know, man. Let's take a look." So I had this support there, right, or the resistance. Sorry, I told him, dude, there's something up here, man. I told him if we break this this range, well, first of all, I was really hesitant for it to not even move anywhere beyond 61,008, right, 61.8. So yeah. I told him, you know what, dude, it's crossing 61.8 right now, and I got to tell you that there is nothing in the way from this thing to reach 65K. And I showed him, you know what, dude, it's probably because the prior all-time high before the 69K was 65, right? At these two, if you're looking at my chart, right, these are these two epic troughs, right up here. You have that first all-time high on April 2021, followed by the November 2021 69. So that clearing that 61.8 into $62,000. We didn't expect for it to jump that gnarly, but it absolutely happened within just a few minutes. This thing rallied to that top side. And Coin, I'm not sure if you're following any crypto analysts, but I've been hearing about this one dude or a wallet, right? This one particular wallet accumulating the crap out of Bitcoin. I mean, big buy numbers starting from around 48,000. I'm wondering if that's the boy playing around with us right now. What do you
How
think?
old is the wallet? How
Uh,
old is the wallet?
oh, dude, it's actually the wallet's old, but he's recently accumulating again, right? So it's the
That was around
accumulation.
the BlackRock ETF launch.
Oh,
We were around 48. Remember, we were at like
oh,
50. So I forget what it was, but we dropped down to like 48 or something
you're right. You're
for about
right.
a week or two.
So the dude was big bullish on that move. So and he's been buying big volume on it, man. Huge numbers,
Sure.
all the way up to 54, I think, or 52. He just
Sure.
continued, right? So I'm wondering if this guy is now playing that, playing his bag, right? He's probably day trading it now. I mean, would you do that if you were? I mean, given that you're not holding BTC from $50, right? I mean, relative to your pocket, holding it from 48 to maybe 50, would you play it at 64?
Oh, yeah, for a short period of time. I mean, I wouldn't. I think it's a good possibility it goes through the highs. I mean, all the world markets all around the world, they most of them, except a couple, made all-time highs again. So I don't see why Bitcoin wouldn't go through. I'm not saying it'll go now, but I don't see why it doesn't take out the top.
I agree. I agree. And I actually just sent a message to Sebastian because he was asking me about puts on Mara, and I told him, dude, well, there has been a little bit of a disconnect. I don't know if you've noticed this, right? There has been a little bit of a disconnect. Uh, the Bitcoin miners against the BTC rise here. So I think
Oh
honestly
yeah,
those are
all day today.
right. So I think that's because of levered futures. So it probably
Yeah.
it has something to do with it, right? A huge leveraging right now. There's massive the open interest on it, man. It's huge. It's big time, right? So
Uh-huh.
uh I mean, I personally wrote it a little bit, right? I $800 entry with a 43x. So
Nice.
I was able to make a little bit off of that, the aftermath, right? While I was talking to OG, and it did have volatility towards the downside, So
Oh yeah.
I was really curious over how price action was not affecting too much of the upside on the Bitcoin miners. So I spoke to him saying, "Hey, man, first of all, you don't want to get in the way. Your famous saying, man. You say this all the time, and I feel like it's such a credible thing to say. You don't want to get in the way of a charging freight train, right? Especially something like BTC, having an average true range in the thousands of dollars. That's and it rising over the last 3 days, $14,000. That's no joke, right? So if you pull yourself into a put play with a miner, the only reason I see that kind of working out is potentially because the hourly time frame looks to be kind of converging, aka building a bull pennant.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a bull pennant here, you might benefit a small percentage on those puts, but I would probably consider closing that out immediately. But what do you feel as far as the downside here? Because I think the break of 64,000 introduces 69, and obviously the 65,000 small retracement from there, right? Come back and validate maybe around the 61 or 63. Continuation to that 69 over the next few days, maybe even a week, or we just are wrong and it happens tomorrow, right? We don't know, but I personally think that there could be a continuation to the upside. Are you charting this out at all? Because I know you're trading coin. So
Yeah.
right.
I think. I mean, what I'm seeing right now, and it's because of the miners were so weak today. Because like Bitcoin was ripping, and I was on the phone with my buddy, and he's trading it long with leverage, and I'm like, dude, you need to get out right now. He's like, it's 63, it's ripping. I'm like, I'm telling you, a buyer just showed up at 60, like 300 Bitcoin. This thing can dump like $4,000, and I'm like, and the miners are not moving. Bitcoin is skyrocketing, and the miners were stuck. they had their little gap, but they didn't go anywhere. Coinbase
Nowhere.
just stalled out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sure enough, like 20, 30 minutes later, 58K.
Big
He got
dump.
liquidated. He got liquidated. He was so pissed. And I'm like, I told you.
Dude. And I think those tops are such a deleveraging type of top side. I mean, you gotta be able to identify that this thing's moving 3-day ATRs. This is it's too frothy at a certain point. That upside going, the faster it goes up, the faster it's gonna fall. So you can't. Yeah. It is BTC, I get it, right? But you still have to kind of abide by its averages, and it's a daily stat, right? So if you're moving, several ATRs beyond those daily timeframes or those even 4-hour timeframes, it's set to pull back on you and kill you, right? But yeah, I saw a lot of people get liquidated. I saw a lot of people get deleveraged at that point. Greed at that point was just way up through the Richter, man. And I think it was needed. I do think it was a pretty good pullback from there. This thing is probably preloading right now. Huge distribution, right? And now potentially converging within this price range of bottom side of 59,000 to 64K. Yep. We can converge within that. And then potentially get a breakout in the following. I don't trust too much spot price action versus CME on Bitcoin particularly because it gives you gaps, right? It gives you true closures and openings of the day, so you're able to see where hidden supports are versus spot price action. I think by using BTC on futures, I see massive strength, brother. I do see that. Potential 69K is among us, and I don't know what would happen at 69K because it's been what is it? It's the better part of about November 2021 was the big fallout for BTC, so it's been since then, and this rise as we approach the Bitcoin halving, it's just really telling us that there could be a massive continuation here. So that's what has me feeling that. I don't know if the Bitcoin bulls are probably more degenerative than the degenerates or whatever, however you say that, than the equities side of things. But I have a feeling that approaching the 69K wouldn't really react as the traditional equities would. Of course, a little bit of pullback there, I'm sure, right? But I don't think it would last long. If anything, it could power through it first and then pull back, knowing these the FOMO riders here. But I think we should be ready. We should be ready for some smaller cap trades, some maybe ETH trades in there, dude. Coin and real. It may just cool out
tomorrow. It may just cool out tomorrow. We got a lot of data tomorrow.
PCE, GDP.
So we're gonna jobless claims tomorrow. I think too. We got like 5 Fed speakers and housing, and I mean we got all kind of shit tomorrow.
Yeah. So the data tomorrow. The price action tomorrow could be similar to today, right? The markets. If you don't agree, I'm sorry. If you can agree with me here, the markets certainly don't like uncertainty, and it usually acts abnormally to traditional trading days. But like today,
and the market's heavy right now. It's a little heavy.
It is, and that's exactly what Sebastian said about a few assets. He said it feels a little too heavy.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we got the monthly close coming tomorrow, I think, right? That's the monthly close.
Yep, monthly close tomorrow. We get the weekly. Yep. We get the I think futures expiry tomorrow too. There's a few. I'm sorry, on Friday, I believe it was. We got a few closures, macro closures coming up, along with macro data releases and Fed speakers. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets team. I really do think that maybe considering risk off on some of these assets would be good. I know Mara had earnings today, and I think Amazon earnings are coming up. Are they coming up soon? Oh no, or we already played that?
Aren't they done? No, all the big boys are done.
I think all the big ones are done, right? So now Snow was today, and we had a few others that could have been movers. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I think right now small caps are probably going to be the place to the next thing to run.
Yeah. Yep.
Because usually the big names run, and then they cool a little bit, and it gives a chance for and now we've got a lot of the remaining earnings are in a lot of the smaller cap names.
Yep.
So it kind of feels like get the monthly closure, kind of prop it up here, maybe a little downside, put a little wick on the monthly. Then next week, get him hopefully a nice retrace into the March, retrace that February candle, and then we'll see if they hold it up. I don't think they're gonna close the quarter down. I don't think that's possible, but
maybe in the small cap, to kind of I don't want to say cook, but maybe finesse the books a little.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe close it a little low and then continue on there, or I don't know, right? But I just feel like maybe the micros and small caps would act a little differently than chips and large caps. But I will say, I'm looking at the SPY right now, and for me, the clear line in the sand is around that 503 level, 503.50, right? So if we maintain ourselves above those troughs, above that. I mean, it's a multi-week high, right? So very important support for us to maintain. I think if we maintain that, we can find a bounce from there, continue on to testing our 507 tops into the 508 or 509, and then 510 and beyond. So if we're able to maintain that 503, that is the critical line in the sand here. And if we are able to do that, team, probably don't consider risk on from that point, right? Because you can always get faked out at the resistance of around 504 to 505, and then this thing pulls back on hard, and you're $3 to $4 under, right? You're at a psychological level. You don't want to fail the $500 because then there could be some negative implications to your portfolio. But is that a level that you're also kind of eyeballing here for the SPY?
Yeah, 503 exactly. I think there's a gap on the daily there too.
Oh yeah, you know what? I haven't even checked that out. Let's see the daily time frame. Yeah, actually, it's a very very tiny gap, but using the oh right, I see what you mean. Very tiny. From 497 to 503. Massive gap. I don't know what the hell I was looking at, right? I was looking at this for some reason I was looking at this red candle here. I'm not, dude, brain fart, right? But we're good to go. We're good to go now, team. All right, collected. All right, we recognize that we made a little bit of a silly little goof there, right? But yes, I agree with Coin. Massive gap at that point. And that's one of the things that we're observing, right? So if you do fail that 503, you do have some relevant supports on the way down, but in all reality, right? The real truth here is that there are several gaps along that way down too. So that kind of clears it starts to become kind of like a little bit of a slide, right? So you'll slip and slide all the way down to 5 points down, and that's you don't want to be a part of that unless you're positioned short, right? So keep an eye on the markets, team. I think the next couple of days are going to be a little slow, probably ranging. We're going to be in a chop box, similar to what happened today. We, Coin, we were trading today. Honestly, there was really no position entry. But while we were trading or observing the markets, we would get to the critical points, right? Break of pre-market high, break of prior day high or prior day low, and no follow through and no continuation at all.
Yeah, that's stuffed. It's heavy.
It's so heavy.
What was crazy is Monday, the volume was like anemic.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Okay, then Tuesday was like, okay, that was some better volume. And then today was like, it was okay. And I'm looking at the sellers and I'm like, these are nothing sellers. Like even Coinbase, it was having trouble getting through 2,000 shares. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, man.
Like it was terrible. So it just feels like it's they're waiting on data tomorrow. These are some of the key things the Fed looks at for their rates, even though to me, I don't think it matters, but they're just, the market's waiting and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Either they're going to go ahead and rip this piggy and close the month high, or, we're going to sell off and put that wick on the top of the candle. Like We got nothing up there, so I think the 503 is in play tomorrow, which is nothing. It's a couple points.
Yeah, and
Everything's just heavy. I'm looking at Tesla, and I'm going, I'm seeing another 185 run. Like,
oh man, okay.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, you're building a reversal formation on a shorter time frame. This looks more like a descending triangle after a top, after a top side. That usually indicates weakness, right? Lower highs, consistent bottoms, and that's kind of that's a bearish outlook. Yes, smaller time frame given that, but still the downside target from something like that on Tesla would bring you down to the areas of about 190. So your 185 target, sure, that's your bottom side there and inflection point. So, oof. That's
by the way, last week, remember Friday, was it Thursday night stream? I was talking about Coinbase, and we agreed, like, if this doesn't go in the next day, it's definitely going next week. Well, Friday, I bought the 220 calls at the bell for like 15 cents.
You know what? That's the first thing I said today when Coin started running. I'm like, man, Coin and I spoke about this. We had a red day after that, and then this thing rips today. Like, we were dead on. It was recognized today. Man.
I texted options on Friday. I'm like, you're going to get those Coinbase calls? This bitch is going next week.
Did he respond? Because he's been a little MIA, but...
No, he got him.
Okay, good. But dude, look, check it out. So this is on my chart. We were observing the potential resistance range of 206.78 to 218.60. Not only did we nail that 207 with a 209 top, but we also came up to 215.77 of the 218.60. Like, this range was utilized about 80 to 85% from what we were already kind of charting out. That's I mean, that's pretty nice, man. And how were we able to even see the potentials of a $7,000, $5,000 to $6,000 run on BTC? That's it's unheard of, but we, for some reason, were able to identify a top side of Coin that was essentially equivalent to that top side of BTC. That is crazy, right? So
yeah, and we saw it through the miners too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We've seen that.
That's right. You're right. We definitely used a few resources here to identify that potential top, which makes me, that it kind of chills run down my back when I think of things like that, man, because the charts really do give you a perception here that's aside from or on par with physical fundamental catalysts. It's something. And the only thing I could really always say is, like, somebody always knows something, right? So you can see it hinting at you in one way or another. Depending, it doesn't even matter what kind of trader you are. It'll always peek at you. So it whispers. It whispers. You just got to know what to look for. Yep. And if you're creative enough, then you'll probably pick out a pretty nice play for the upside or the downside here, team. So regarding the upside and downside, I can transition into saying, team, please consider, if you are a newer trader, if you are newer to the markets, I would highly consider staying cash. Remain cash during these highly volatile times, and I'm talking about volatility ranged, right? Not directional, right? It's not upside or downside volatility. It is really chopped. It's within a box, and that can kill a lot of people if you're trading a very short term or immediate short time frame, right? If you're trading a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, and you're not keeping an eye on your weekly ranges or daily ranges, you're probably going to get trapped and thinking that it is going to continue to the downside based on the conviction that you're seeing by the sellers. It's just, you're probably observing the quick entries because scalpers are taking advantage of that range. Right, so you'll see the quick drop and then the quick out, right? So you don't want to get trapped in that transaction, either upside or downside, right? So consider maybe staying cash, and then you'll have some data here and some recollection the next time you're trading year over year PCE and GDP days and several Feds and monthly close. There's several things to keep an eye on today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Very, very interesting things. So right now, team BTC is sitting at it at one point, damn, it recovered all the way to 62,744. It ended up pulling back to, let's see, a low of about 61,049. So it's still maintaining the 61,000 top. It is confluent to the 2.618 Fibonacci retracement on a shorter time frame, that is, right? So I took into consideration the retracement from the very first candle that we got on the hourly time frame, right? The reaction candle here, huge volume entrance on there. I based it off of that, right? So from here, the targets to the upside have been pretty consistent. So we're holding the support of the 2.618, 61,351.65 cents. That is currently our acting support. This is the support range or resistance range that we spoke of today. Breaking this would be the high likelihood of 65K, and we're holding within that chop, right? So let's see what the markets have to say. There was a clear disconnect between BTC and the S&P or broader markets today. So keep that in mind as well, right? What's up, OGG?
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen a candle with that long of a wick to the upside and that long of a wick to the downside? One candle?
I got to tell you that it's probably been a long time since I've seen something like this, but I have, but definitely not recently, not at all, and especially not on BTC.
Fucking nuts, man.
Yeah,
How do you read that?
Look at this. I mean, wow, dude, this is
stop run.
Yeah,
they ran they liquidated.
This is it's liquidation. Yep.
Everybody that had those 150x leveraged positions.
They liquidated to the top and they liquidated to the bottom.
They liquidated all the 150x.
My buddy was so pissed. He was so pissed. I'm like, I've been telling you for the last 30 minutes to get the fuck out.
Oh, man. You literally warned him. You gave him time, too.
He got smoked.
Oh, dude. And with this kind
we're going
of
to 69K right now. I'm like, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
That's an unrealistic expectation, bro. We're not running 25% in one day. It's not happening.
No, definitely not. And not when you have the prior all-time high at 65. You're definitely not. You know? And then also you're running on.
If I was holding at 69, I'd be happy to get out at 65 after 5 years.
yeah, man. I agree. And you know what? I do think that the 65K level is already around, what was it, 3 or 4 daily ATRs? No.
Yeah.
It's too frothy. Way too frothy. At any moment, someone's going to dump on your ass. And that's what happened. You know, so
I think if we break 69, the top's going to be somewhere around 70,900 to 71, and then they'll turn it.
I agree. We're going to have to play the whole numbers on that, just like we do on the indices when we're observing, or the larger caps, right? We're playing the 5, the 10s, right? So 5s and 10s. So if we can get a resistance level, yeah, I think 70,000 bull traps people at 70,900, just anywhere to where it's believable to continue into the 75 or 80, right? So somebody actually asked me where I saw BTC earlier this year, and I said, I don't know, man, probably early next year we could see probably an 88,000, right? And they were like, no, man, and we were sitting at like 17,000 BTC, and I'm like, dude. Like this thing has literally jumped from $500 to $25,000. How do you say no to that? Like, no, of course this thing is gonna run. You know.
If you look at the yearly range, I mean, it really does have a chance to go to 100,000.
I'm thinking on 114 next year, November, right? If it reaches earlier,
this year,
yeah.
I think even this year is possible.
To 100 by mid 2025.
Listen, if we came all the way back down, I'm talking, whatever market crash, black swan, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. But if we came all the way back down to 29,000, it still wouldn't even be a 50% retrace of last year.
Definitely not.
You're at like a 38% retrace, right? So whatever happens, I mean, that's the level you want to start watching. If we get some kind of mega dump, you're watching 30K, 32K.
Yep. I completely
And then,
agree.
That's what I got
then
at,
we can,
32.
right. And when we start the march back up, and we can probably, I think 100K is very possible. It still would be less than last year's total candle range.
I agree. Now, if we take into consideration a Fibonacci retracement from the prior annual candle, your 2-spot 618 is landing at 92,000. Your 3-spot 272 is at 110,864, and your 2-spot 272 is at 82,000. I personally thought at January 2023 that we could hit the earlier part of 2024 to 88,000 BTC. And that would be 50%, the 2-spot 272 and the 2-spot 618. So if we're already at that center, it's going to be a shame that it doesn't just reach the 92. And then it's be a shame for it not to just touch 100. It might as well.
Yeah, let's get the headline.
It has enough thrust to be able to. I mean, if we're really thinking about it, man, we're sitting at 61,004 right now. That seems like it could make it in 4 days if it really just pushed. Like
Sure.
It has so much power behind it, so much ATR.
I hope it goes now. I hope it goes now, because then they can slam it in March.
That's right.
Like,
Mid-March.
There's going to be a lot of repositioning. So this is good for the Bears, as much as people want to say how they're going to get blown out. This is actually good.
Yeah, because they're just going to reposition.
Squeeze up, and then next month, they can. Yeah.
And that's part of the cycle.
The sellers are up there. I mean, they are up there. You got them at 65, 68, 70, and they're pigs. They're pigs.
Oh, you see, I was
you
talking
can see
to
the algo run, and they're 10 buys and 20 buys and 8 buys, and then all of a sudden somebody slams it with 150 sell. Like, here you go, take the whole load.
Yeah. I was talking to OG about this just a few hours ago, and I was telling him that, these guys with high levers, man, they can pull the market and push the market, right? Based on their available margin and stuff. So if you got those dudes up there waiting, this algorithm's probably going to want to take it there. And and I do think that it'll push a little bit, right, just to the psychological point, and then it'll let sentiment take over, and push it and pull it at these breaks of psychological levels. I think that the people are getting used here by the algos, right? It literally is using you, right? So so I do think that we may have a shot. Now that you're speaking in the way that you are, we may actually have a shot at that 100K. And dude, if this thing does break, specifically $74,000 or $75,000, especially at that area, I
mean, there's nothing really in the way.
Nothing, just price
if you
discovery.
If you look at a yearly chart, there really is nothing in the way. I mean, that we got one tail at 69 that closed on a over 50% up candle. Then we slammed down next year and then washed it right out. And we're right back there. So yeah, when it hits, it'll probably maybe wick it and then start dumping off, and everybody will say double top, and then it's gonna bounce at 32 and rip again.
So
Did you guys hear Trump's speech at CPAC?
No.
Okay, so he definitely helped out the crypto world, because he literally, in front of all the people in CPAC and all the news people and everybody else, he said, look, this whole thing with them trying to control you having digital assets and have your money in BTC or whatever is ridiculous. This is a free country. You should be able to buy and sell using whatever monetary value that you want.
Tulips.
Yeah. And then on the interview that he had on the town hall, they asked him about crypto, and he said, well, I'm definitely more open to it than I was before. He goes, I like the dollar myself. He goes, but hey, there's a time and place for everything, so I'm not against it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
he pretty much laid it out. I'm like, oh shit, he just helped the freaking digital asset market by a fucking shit ton, especially if he gets elected. Oh fuck.
Wow.
What else are you guys watching? You got any other hot plays?
Other than just watching, you know, Bitcoin, actually the master students kind of are getting together and they're starting to backtest some of the chips. And while I was answering some of the questions to particularly Buzzman, you know, we were talking about the conditions or the criteria for volatility versus stochastic momentum backtest, historical backtest on Meta. So Meta is bi-daily heavy, and it's currently at critical levels, and there is a potential retracement happening on the bi-daily. The signal is yet to fire, but it's completely overbought on the bi-daily stochastic. Potential downside pivot coming in soon-ish, right? So it's relative to a bi-daily time frame, but if this data does, you know, what I'm going to say is that I think this data is probably giving us the signs of probably a 40 to 50 point retrace, and for Meta in the coming maybe I would say 2-3 weeks maybe, because it's a bi-daily backtest. It's going to take some time for it to fire the signal. So I mean, let me pull it up here just so I can see if I can observe it from my glasses too. Go ahead. Peter.
This thing should be done.
Yeah, it's just way too, you know, everything is
overvalued.
Yeah.
I don't see how it doesn't come down to 390.
Exactly. So
100%.
I just, it may take time, but I just don't see. I mean, come on. This is crazy.
Yeah. So here we have volatility contracting from a critical zone. This is 90%. And it's already contracting. The volatility component is also crossing below the moving average, and your stochastic momentum is actually pivoted towards the downside from. Well, I mean the 14 SMA is right, not the EMA3 algo, but you're at about 93% Stoke. So let's kind of mark a line there, 93.5. And take a look at, you know, the price action, the retracements from that particular level, right? So, you know what? Let me just hold this line right here real quick because I had to block. So, screw it. Let me just do a new chart right here, right? Because then people are not going to really understand with a mess of scribbles everywhere. So let's do Meta. Let me do this on log. Let me add the bi-daily time frame. Going to load the linear volatility versus the stochastic momentum. Traditional setup, K equals SMA 14, D equals EMA 3, and it's you know, it's average. I'm not using logarithmic on the indicators, by the way, team, just in case if you are curious. Okay, so yeah, we're looking at this contraction phase potentially starting. The signal is the contraction, even if it starts to kind of expand again. Right, if it zigzags, it's fine. The point of it is that it's retracing from the 90%, and it touched it. So this is what I'm noticing here. We still have a little bit of an upside pivot, but notice the pivot on it, right? The slope is not nearly as convincing as any of these slopes over here. So that clearly shows you that there is kind of a, you know, it's questionable, right? The upside here may not actually continue. So what I was saying before is to draw a line, a horizontal line, across the top side of the present valuation of stochastic momentum, which could be around that 93%. So observing price against the stochastic momentum indicator at the retracements of that level, at the pivots of that level, we'll definitely notice that there are massive pullbacks here, right? So this pullback here was.
I'm sorry. Are you on Bitcoin?
I'm on Meta. Are you?
Oh, I think your screen is showing Bitcoin.
Oh,
no, it's showing Meta.
Wait. The Discord screen is probably showing it. Hold on just a sec.
Oh, the Discord. Got it. Sorry.
Maybe. Let me go ahead and switch it up here. There we go. I think it should be this one. Tell me if it changes.
Are you on YouTube?
No, I'm in the Discord.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Okay, so Discord should be displaying Meta now, right?
It was before. I'm in Discord too.
It is now.
Oh,
it is now.
Interesting. Okay.
It is now.
So
you fixed it.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. So I'm not looking at volatility at this point. I'm looking at just stochastic momentum and the relationship between its price at this present level where we are, right? So this is where we are presently at 93%. Anytime that we have reached that 93%, which is very freaking often, right? there has been a retrace, right? So let's just kind of look. There's another iteration there. I'm particularly looking for the ones that are just, right at the 93, right? So I don't want to do it to the ones that are past it or the ones that are just under it. I really want to do it to the ones that are at 93 because data, the more consistent you are, the better the read, right? So I guess that could be one too. And as we zoom out, you can see here that 93 level is pretty relevant, right? There are a lot of pullbacks from that zone. So as we zoom out on price action here and just look at a couple iterations, right? This particular one here, this was a decline of 339 to about 314, right? So that's already a pretty significant drop. This one here had the top side of the range came up to 318 and then ended up drawing back to 289. Right, so 318 to 289, 32-point move there, and as we move, down the line here, there could be more significant drops, particularly this one here, right? So this was top side of 218 at the firing of that 93% retrace. This thing ended up actually on the first run, it just dropped to 166 from 218. So a 40, 50, 60 point drop there, and it then continued, right? So the level that we're at, it's very, very dangerous, right? So in this top side here, that was a 115, eventual retrace to about 106, so just about a 10-point drop there. And also notice how the valuation of Meta is changing as we drop, right? So this is $90 Meta. So the drops are probably consistent with percentages, not with the actual price value or the actual dollar value, but there have been really, really exponential drops from this 93%. So that's the backtest that the master students are running right now. It's a bi-daily backtest on Meta. And we're going to see the results of this, right? So the backtest actually consists of anytime that volatility has reached that 90% and started a contraction phase from it, at or past it, right? So this would be one right here. This would be another one here. This would be another one, another one, another one. So this is good because we're going to have several counts of iteration, enough for us to get a good data set, right? And probabilities. We'll break it down.
Homework for them.
Yeah. And I mean, this is going to be great for the team all over, right? There are several iterations here on a buy daily. I think maybe 20, 30 iterations. Obviously, statistically speaking, I would like to see iteration counts of up to 100 or 130 for true, what you would call it, for a habit, right? A true habit. But 30 iterations, it's still okay. That'll give us a good probability, especially if we break it down to the standard deviations. So yeah, I'm saying here that there is a chance that we could see a 50-point or beyond drop on Meta, and I don't see why we wouldn't already practice an 80.1 down to 406.
Give me the day that's going to happen.
I was thinking that. I was thinking March, early March, mid March, because it's a bi-daily read, and we still, bi-daily reads, they take the 2 days to kind of fulfill and then start the curvature to the downside. So I was thinking mid March. Who knows? Because perfect. Data could also just push that earlier.
I think there'll be a lot of the big tickers take that kind of a drop mid and late March.
Little guy.
So it definitely coincides with what I see the market doing.
Hey, buddy, how are you? That's that little guy coming in the studio right now with all the animals.
I want to see it right out the gate in March.
All right. Tomorrow. Can we get that tomorrow on the order, please?
I mean, well, because
Boyd and I are sitting there licking our chops, waiting for this big dump to come, so we can short the shit out of everything.
I'm trying to look at the big picture of the options expiration for the quarterlies, which is going to be in March. Are they going to want to close it at the bottom at the end of the quarter? Probably not likely.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, more so Doji would be more in line, but usually a little better than that. So just for normal, like how they like to move it, take your profits at the beginning of the quarter. They've been selling into this move anyway. We saw these massive blocks going through. So they're going to, what I want to see is monthly opens and we just start going straight down. And then we bounce at whatever level we are. And then they're going to rebuy it, put the window dressing on for the end of the quarter, and then we'll see what happens after that.
I agree.
You don't want any ebb and flow, just straight down?
I don't think there's any reason for ebb and flow. That we only have a couple weeks left. So if they don't dump it now, then this thing's not pulling back.
We could run into new price discovery.
It needs to go now. It needs to turn tail and start running down. Like
you'll be trading with your tail between your legs for the entire upside all the way to $600 if that's the case, and that's not real volatility, right? That's fear. So I honestly would rather a pullback in these assets. But check this out.
I want to see everything turn tail dump, and then we can ride it up toward the second week, third week of the month into the quarterly window dressing.
Yeah. So if we kind of observe here, a quick little formation. So this thing is definitely on a rising wedge, right? So there's there's that. And if this, the 65 to 70% to the apex of the triangle is usually your realization upside or downside for these triangles, right? So that would be roughly around here, which is displaying either March 6th, March 5th, so kind of at the gate, right? So the maximum downside target that we can get for something like this would probably be, if we broke down on that March 6th, you're already testing the gap, right? You're already testing that 447. And if you're breaking your inflection of 453, you're free falling. And that's, I don't think that would be such an exponential slide. And it would probably be really fast. I know its 12-hour time frame has its little, actually, no. Let me see the 4-hour. No way. No way. Guys, I will say this. There is no support literally for 80 points. So if this,
baby.
Yep. If this thing breaks the inflection of 452, this will slide down. No ebb and flow at all. This will be no give, all bears, and full margin call.
I'm talking about, baby.
Damn.
Turn
Guys,
tail and run.
That would be.
You got a bearish wolf. Bearish wolf pattern.
Danny,
you know what your
that's your bearish wolf
target is?
Wait. The inverse. No way. What is it? Hey,
the bearish wolf target is 395, depending on when you get there, of course.
That is massive.
If you dump tomorrow, it would be 420. But
that would be cool.
He said dump it. No, but realistic time frame. I'm looking at I'll just send it to you. I'll post it in a second. But I'm looking at a 1-day chart or 24-hour chart. So it looks like we would get there if we just started to roll. I would buy 2 weeks out.
Damn, swinging the options to the downside. All right, so I will. All right, I'm gonna.
Because if I know my target's that far away, I can play pretty far out the money for dirt cheap, and it's low risk.
Very 100%. Low risk.
And if we turn tail and run, and we just get a nasty 2 days in a row, those things, you sell a couple and the play's free.
Shit. Oh man.
Here, let's see.
This would be nothing but downside for 80 points. You know you can catch 10, 15 points out of that on a scalp. And if you want to catch the whole thing, then you're swinging options, right? So I'm going to create the back test on this. And let me actually see.
Meta tends to gap down when it's going to start going, when it's going to start dumping. You get these gap downs. Look at your dailies in 2 days, you'll get these gap downs where you chop for a little bit, you make that last push up, and then it starts gapping down, and then when it turns, it's done.
Yeah, you're right.
One thing more that the gorilla likes more than swinging from trees, and that's swinging options.
Nice.
And you know what? Especially if you have enough time, right? So the convenience of time, sure, a little more expensive. And where particularly would you think for an options swing? Are you talking close to at the money or further out?
For me, when I do longer term, I go price wise. I go further out. I go closer to the money when I'm doing scalping.
Holy crap! Really? So you're thinking maybe what, like a 400, 395s maybe?
I don't know if I go that far out. It depends on what your target is under what time and what your Greeks are on that particular asset.
Well, yeah, we would need to take a look at the open interest on these particular ones, right? So you don't want to get caught in the ones that have no open interest.
The
but
March
I do like to get
$400
the price down.
The March 400s are 18 cents.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like you're rolling for free. And if
March 15th
takes off, you know, it goes up to $4 or $5 from 15 cents. Your money's huge.
Yeah, and if we get a speeder day where that thing just cooks, those things will go $300-$400.
Yeah,
that'll
crush.
You like doing the same thing I do. Then is what it sounds like.
Yeah, this is coin. Yeah.
I mean, coin. I'm sorry, buddy.
You can buy the March 22nd 400s for $36.
Damn.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Arca? I mean, it's like if you're gonna swing, you know, month out or 2 or 3 weeks out or beyond, I never go close to the money. You know, I would look at my targets based on what I'm looking for, and I would go somewhere between the money and the target. And basically, I'm going to look at value on price and look at what my Greeks are, and that's where I'm going to make my decision. Even on the date, on the execution date, I'm going to base my decision on what option I'm going to buy on all the variables. But I'm definitely going to get a value bet. I'm looking for cheapness that has a high delta and stuff on it at the same time.
Yeah, if you can get that right balance, right? The further out of the money you go, the lower the delta. But if you, I guess what I'm trying to really locate, I don't know if you boys know how to do this, but I want to locate gamma targets. So like right where gamma would enter. So if that I don't know if that's going to be based on the higher open interest of the particular strike. Because of its literal open interest, right? So maybe get that one. So that would be your gamma target. So meaning holding the options beyond that target. So then you could get the IV pump from that. And then So
you got to find out where your March put wall is.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know how to do that. So you just look at the options contracts and see which open interest is the highest and choose that, or what?
We can find the gamma levels.
Nice. So
there's tools for that,
right? So if that's that's right. So if that's the case, then you may actually pocket an options contract with a strike that can actually be met. So if that options contract runs in the money with volatility, holy crap! Hold your pants, man, because that thing is gonna rip.
Well, if you go somewhere in the middle, let's say, you know, like he was saying, the 400s are 15 cents, and that's your target. You think it's going to drop down to 400. But if you go somewhere in the middle, you know, in between the 400 and what are we sitting at right now? 495, you know, and it hits your target, you are in fucking some big ass bank.
Yeah, man.
You know,
if they're worth $34, that means that they could probably be worth 300.
Yeah, exactly.
At in the money, right? So,
but
and then
the delta
also
picks up as the closer you get.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Your extrinsic
The delta
value
now could be nothing. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. You're benefiting off of the extrinsic into the money, and then from in the money, valuation upward would be the intrinsic value as well. So you're getting twice the run plus gamma and delta plus your implied volatility, dude. I don't see why these things wouldn't be worth from $30 to 300 or 400, maybe even 500 each. We have to plan this the right way. Join the Arca Bulls trading team so you can get yourselves into this play as soon as humanly possible, right? So what I want to do here is share link here for the YouTube members, right? So go ahead and click on this link.
Sebastian, you said 440s. I'm sorry, Arca. I'm sorry.
No problem. Go ahead, brother. I just shared the link for the people who joined the Arca Bulls trading team. But Sebastian is talking about a 440 strike at those are 10 cents right now, or they're I'm sorry, they're $1. So they're about 100.
Yeah, but that's a good price. I'd have to see what the
March 28th. You could go March 28th. 400 puts are only 50 cents. They're cheaper
with more time, so that probably makes more sense.
Deal for sure.
Oh wait, he said 440s.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. So and then what time? 15th of March.
Yeah, I like that.
Let me see I haven't even seen them. What are they? Give me the Greeks.
So that's somewhere in the middle, like what I was saying. You could go somewhere in the middle, and if it drops down to 400, and you got a 440 strike, phew, dude, you are freaking singing, going to the bank.
Yeah, with 2 weeks on that pig.
Oh my God, bro!
And that's the time frame I'm looking at for this. I think that this has around, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks before it really hits the hay. If now the 440s, they're worth $100. And what's the delta on that, Sebastian? What's delta and gamma? Also, please, if you can give me the open interest as of this moment. And then what's your actually, you know what? I where can I even see it? Damn it. I need to still find
your swim or your load your chain
in Weeble or something too. Let me see. I want to know what the
440s.
Yeah.
The open interest is 5,000 contracts. Your gamma is 0.04. Your delta is 0.06. Your theta is 13 cents.
So 13 cents times 100 shares per day is what you're losing in time decay. So, well, there's other metrics to keep into consideration there too, but that can, we can succeed. We can way survive that with a 13 cent theta.
You also can swing the shit out of it. If it doesn't do the dump in one day, you know, every rip, I would be selling those things, let it come back a little bit, and then rebuying again. I would probably, let's say it took us 3 or 4 weeks to do that, and you had those, I would be in and out of that thing probably 3 times.
Yeah, I don't see why not, right? If it doesn't actually push it.
Because the value of the asset is also measured on your extrinsic value. So you buy it at 494, and the next day it rips instantly down to like 450, and your strike's at 440. You need to sell it right then and there, because it's going to be basically saying that that asset's going to go to like 350 at the speed it's going down. And then it'll slow down, and you can rebuy them because they'll go back down again in price.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hold it until the move's over. I would probably trade it 3 times, depending on how many rips you got out of it.
If we're at a 440 strike, I would definitely want to hold my options contract below 440. I want to see what it looks like at 436.
But you can still hold it below 440 and trade the ebb and flow of it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I will, right? But the gamma, it's you're gonna get a huge burst, breaking into the money. When you go in the money on these things, they're gonna go hundreds of dollars more.
Yeah, because dealers tend to move.
But I would take it. I would honestly take it probably at 432. So meaning the 440 break, liquidate the position at 432 and benefit off that initial implied volatility pump. Get the calls entirely crushed, and then just break it at a near a psychological level, right? And then just reload again.
100%.
But I think I would really want to see how it's just, dude. If you look at the options chain, some of these in the money contracts, when they go in the money, they go, and it looks even dangerous, man, for the opposing side. So if freaking cat, damn it, man, you know what, my son is in here, and he's bringing in the cat and the dog and stuff, and it's kind of a circus up in here, man. But it's all good, right? I want him to chill with me. What date were they? 15th of March, right? And let me get the puts running. 440s. That's interesting. I actually don't even see.
Let's go on to 475 tomorrow.
Meta 475. Actually, what's the? Let me see the 24-hour. Let's see where it's at now. Let's see. Yeah, damn, BTC is it's making its a little bit of a run right now. It's approaching 62-ish. Yeah, so let me see Meta's current valuation. It's 483.70, and the close was 484.02 on the daily. Post market, let's see.
What's the ATR right now? Still $10
on a daily time frame. We're at oh god, where the hell is it? Average true range. It's here we go. It's 1243. The 12-hour $7. But yeah, I imagine that's gonna probably reach 20 or beyond. With these crazy moves, right? So right now it's sitting at 483.70. It's just 0.07% down. It's consolidating. So it's still kind of like the earlier time frame today. It's just consolidating. I imagine it's because of the uncertainty. We don't know where GDP is going to be. We don't know where year over year PCE is going to be. So it's hard to even get. I mean, what's the ES saying at this present moment? Hey, baby, hold on just a sec, bud.
It's up $1.50.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So I don't know that we can really determine anything. ES 5082. Let's see, 5-minute time frame. Potential top side could just be the prior day's prior day high could be just at around 50. No way. Yeah, it's so choppy right now. It's just within a box.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's safe to guess anything in the markets, team. It's just the what if scenarios are the only thing we can do. You know, if this, if that type of thing. I do know that GDP and PCE, the markets do react to that naturally. They don't do the inverse reactions like your earnings calls. Those are still maintaining mostly what they should be, right? So, let me see. Thanks, Sebastian. Yeah, so those are 101. They're already up 13.5%. These are the March 15th. 7 cents of delta. Damn it, dude. Well, that's gonna expand, right? As you get closer to in the money, your delta will naturally do its thing. How would that work, actually? I'm under the impression that the delta would continue increasing as you approach in the money, and it'll increase for you too, right? So it doesn't stay fixed per your purchase.
Correct.
So gamma would also do that too. So now, what is? Give me, Sebastian. Give me the. Let me actually see. I'm gonna see for myself what in the money options contract looks like at these March 15th. Let's see. Damn.
It really depends on what time you're in the money.
Yeah.
If you're in the money the last day of the contract, it ain't worth shit.
Yeah, of course, you're completely
It's a 1-to-1. If you're in the money the last day, it's a 1-to-1.
Yeah, it's for somebody who's not looking to exercise their option, it's fucking worthless.
No, guys, I mean,
waited too long.
Guys, this is the options contract. If we run in the money, these things could run into $1,200 each from $34. You are hearing this right now from $34. Yeah.
Get the 20 seconds, not the. I'm going to look for the 20 seconds.
Further out would be safer. So you're literally hearing what I'm saying. I'm not joking. When these contracts could potentially run from $34 to $1,200 each if you run in the money, 440 strikes. Dude, do you understand what I'm saying?
Let's hit 1,000 percenters.
Dude, 1,000%.
Let's go.
Guys, we're talking about sacrificing $68 for two of them, right? Holy God. No, actually, how much are they on the 20-second expiries? They got to be a little more expensive there.
Let's see.
Because I'm not trading on Webull, but that's all I have to see the options flow. I need to establish a toss.
What strike? 440s?
440.
No. 440's $1.85.
So just under $200, man. Yeah, two, four. I mean, that's worth. I mean, if you can get three of them, right? Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
600.
So, Arca, I got a question for you.
What's up, buddy?
What's the difference of buying one of those 440 put for like just under 200 or a 460 put for 480?
Your open interest.
22nd.
Check your open interest on that. You got to make sure that you have enough open interest in it, or else you're running into a trap. The difference
is only
500.
Only 500 open interest on that one.
And then what's the open interest on the 440s that we just looked at?
Let's see. 830.
Okay.
So you're getting twice the open interest on another one, right? So the March 15th
there's
one.
1,700. There's 1,700.
Does it not make a difference if it's going to go in the money faster?
No, it's
going to not change it.
No, if it's going to go in the money, that's the valuation of the stock price against your strike price, not the delta. So if you get a 440 strike and price action drops to 440, then you're there, no matter which options contract you get. But sorry, just one. I missed what a coin said. One more time. Sorry, say that again, brother.
The 440s, no interest. 435s, no interest. Then you go to the 430s, there's 1,300. You go to the 425s, there's 1,700. You go to the 420s, there's 1,800.
Whoa! And what?
You go to the 450. Go to the 415, 400.
Now you know where your concentrated gammas are. So where are you? Where are you?
Last question.
Yeah.
Is the 460 safer then?
No.
No, okay.
I don't think so. My personal opinion is, dude, if you go really, really... Wait. Actually, yes. It is safer. Sorry.
It would be safer, but it's also less value.
Yeah, it is less
you
value.
wouldn't make as much, but it's safer then, right?
Yeah, so in options contracts...
I'm just weighing my options in that, right?
Yeah, so I think in options contracts, the further out of the money and the further out in the dates is your higher... I'm sorry. Closer to the date of expiry and way out of the money is high risk, high reward, right? So you're going safer by extending time. So Yes, it is safer. Just the valuation of it is
That's
not
what
going
I
to
was
be
saying.
as. Go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
You would want to look at all the avenues before you make the bet.
Yeah.
Also, based on whatever your ability to buy is too, is one of the avenues you want to look at because you want to control as many shares as possible.
Yes. And what about you, Coin? What date was that? What expiry was that? 15th or 22nd? Oh,
22nd.
so the odds run a little lesser as you drop in value because it's a further out of the money contract, right? So this is why people kind of concentrate on that. It's a higher risk. It's a higher stake. So I think that maybe 425s could be it, right? 420s, you said they were around 1800 open interest. And you have the benefit of time. So you have till the 22nd of March. I'm going to run the back test on Meta, and I'm going to see roughly when the signal can fire, but I have a feeling that it's probably going to fire soon. You know, the thing is that we'll probably start getting a downside before the signal fires. But the signal firing is the validation of the data's, the factors within the data of the backtest. So it'll be safer to play within the bounds of the stats, but your gamble would be that it would happen before it, if you want to take that bet. And that could, I mean, what we're observing here, team, it is definitely 60 to 80 point drop. So are we willing to take a gamble on the stats firing off the signal before they fire off the signal? I'm going to see if I can run a backtest on this from the entrance of, let me go to the meta chart here on my screen. I'm going to show you what I mean. So
Danielle, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't want anybody that's listening to think, oh, these guys are saying Meta's going to dump and you're going to rush into some options, right? Like, we're just discussing the possibility of what could happen and trying to develop a strategy. Don't rush into this. We're going to wait and see what the market wants to give us first. We're not just going to buy puts at the open, So
100%.
I just don't want anybody to think oh, these guys are talking about buying puts and you're going to jump into some big money play that, we're going to wait until we get a confirmation that, yeah, we're right on the direction.
Exactly. So
I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't buy just from one expiry date and one price target. I would look at values in several different areas, and I would spread my money out over the play.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people tend to put all their money on only one of options, strike or expiry. You want to try a few of them that have the higher open interest.
Yep. So, sorry for interrupting.
No, not a problem at all. I think it was very super conscious of you to kind of point that out, keep the people safe. And this is particularly what I want to do is this, team. This is the daily time frame. I think I'm going to take into consideration the daily instead of the bi-daily backtest for Meta. Why? Because the 3 exponential is already pivoted towards the downside. What I want to see actually is the drop of the SMA 14 too. Both pivoted towards the downside, and I definitely want to see a positive, more than this, a positive slope with the moving average and the volatility component of BBWP. So as soon as I get that positive slope with a decline here, that would be the official firing of the signal, and this is the way that we can backtest a consistent downside read, and the signal would be fired, and we would, in our own discretion, choose when to go in from this condition instead of me waiting for the buy daily to do its thing. So I think that this is already contracted. It's already trying to expand from contraction. And I think that reading this backtest from this area here would probably be the best move. and then we'll have data. We'll have targets set from the historical price action or historical volatility versus stochastic momentum and price throughout its entire trading history. I'm not going to just do one cycle. I will do the entire trading history on a daily.
And it's possible we break to the upside.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that. Yeah, we were just talking about what if this thing, what if we get good GDP numbers, right? Hold on, buddy. And then we get good PCE numbers. What if Meta just continues on to 600? That's why we were saying that we would be running in fear all the way to $600. Like, it's not.
Honestly, I would be looking for rips to the upside to buy my puts, because they're just going to make the price of those puts go down. So while it's going up, if I have conviction to the downside, that's when I'm looking to buy my puts, because I know I'm getting value on the retrace.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I definitely agree, man. So BTC currently sitting at 61,007 presently here. Spot price action is showing some bullish, right? The 4-hour SMA 5 currently holding, and we're still within the range of resistance here, right? 61.7, 61.8, 61.2 as the bottom side of the support. This was literally the range that we were talking about today. Breaking this range definitely led price action to that 64,000. I spoke to Seb and I said breaking this range would lead to 65, right? But we got that 64 stop and printed a massive 4-hour indecision doji. It's chosen its direction, right? So at this point, team, no reason to rush. Wait for validations. At this point, I think I personally, to get long BTC, I would wait for the break of 62,008 and let this thing continue, right? Maybe even into this, I don't know, right? But this is, we're talking about 3,000 point jump if it does continue from this point. So your gamble is that you won't resist from 62.5 to about 62.7. You don't want to do that, right? So the safer bet here would be to start longing a bigger play from 62.8, right? 62.8 leads to that 64 naturally, right? But I have a feeling that this distribution into this reaccumulation will probably have enough thrust to beat that 64 and reach the 69K over the next, potentially, over the next few hours. But I will say that Bitcoin is susceptible to the changes presented by PCE and GDP. This you do have traders in there that are definitely looking at those at that data, and they will protect their gains. They will protect their gains. So for now, I guess this is just a global event, and it's going to be the inflation of open interest on this in macro numbers. So careful when it gets to those critical levels in open interest, because when it gets to critical levels of open interest, that's typically when you tend to get a huge deleveraging, and then for continuation, right? So it happens like that, team. You can't just 100x your way through this. So just be very careful here trading these ranges here. This is where you're specifically in these ranges. You got to be very careful.
He said you can't 100x.
I mean, am I being unreasonable or what?
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'll probably keep it at 20x.
I just noticed something. Maybe you could take a peek at it.
Yeah.
BA.
Bank of America?
Boeing.
Boeing Company. Let's see. Let me go to the... how is it? Let's see. So, fling deadline. Kaczynski Law PLLC announces class action on behalf of shareholders of the Boeing Company an hour ago. So U.S. Justice Department is looking at whether January 5th Boeing 737 MAX panel blowout violates deferred prosecution agreement. So there is movement in the litigations here. So and it's positive. So the retracement here on a 4-hour candle, though, that linear regression bottom at 202.48. I think this is trying to recover, and there may be a continuation to the upside specifically.
Look at this 8 hour.
Say again?
Hit the 8 hour bounce right off the pivot. The 8 hour had a 88% retrace, bounced right off the pivot. Tomorrow, I'm thinking we could get like a 203-ish, 204 maybe, and then potentially rip to maybe 208, 210.
Yeah, I was looking at 211.
Right there too.
Yep. I was looking at 211 specifically, so I definitely agree with you. I have for some reason marked off 215 to 222.41, but I think that the gap would be taking precedence. And let's see. So right at this point, I know that we have one more. Bottom side of the smaller gap would be 208.76, and you're leading to a resistance of a 209.59. Hey, baby. And the other reason why that wouldn't happen, right? It's because of the anxiety of something this large. Of course, it's been covered, but it's the point is that we always use gaps, historical gaps for supports and resistances. That's it's common, right? It'll always happen. We are potentially. I don't know what to make of the psychology within this here, but I will say that it resembles very closely from a closing basis to closing basis to wick low. This is a descending triangle and a reversal formation. So psychologically speaking, we're at the resistance right now. So let's see if we can make something of this. Dude, good eye. This is probably gonna
look at the
explode.
weekly. After you're done with that, the weekly, it came back. It filled the gap from a while ago.
No way. Okay, dude. So we have
this could be a nice swing from November 2023.
Wow! Holy crap! Okay, so it's been that's quite a while. Let's just say that this broke out tomorrow, right? Topside targets 225.75. Middle of the triangle would give you 218, and the more probable target would be again 215.13. It's rhyming with that 215 that I have.
It's a wolf.
It's a wolf. Another wolf.
It's going to 250.
Hey man, 234. Huge gap there. Anytime somebody sees the gap all the way to the top, they're thinking the top resistance, right? Oh God. So dude. I mean, massive day. What's the volume on today's price action? It was close to 10 million. Prior day was around 4 million. Prior day around 5 million. 7.43, 6.51, 4.18, 5.2. Clearly, volatility is entering. Transactions are speeding up on this, right? We have an upside pivot and bullish cross on the RSI daily. Stochastic momentum is definitely with an upside pivot here, which makes me feel that the 4-hour time frame is completely bullish. Let's see. So, definitely bullish control zone upside on the stochastic momentum. The signal fired here out of contraction with complete expansion there. This is even the Arca Bulls momentum channels with a buy signal here from the opening of this candle at about $200. Currently sitting at 204.90. There is expansion with ATR as well. So let's see what the daily ATR is right now, because it is expanding from there to 505 daily true range. So if we open, here's a fun fact, right? Let's see what the after hours 204.90 from 207. Okay, good. So $5 true range.
Right.
We were just talking about a 211 resistance. You're at 205 right now. $5 average true range, 210, right? So you're already being told that the gap, exactly, psychological break, $10, $5 average true range, gap at 211. You know where your target's at, right? And the breakout from this psychological formation too. There's a lot. There really is a lot signaling to that 211. And I think tomorrow. I honestly do think tomorrow.
Possible.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a dip at the open. on the bad data or something, then have the market reverse. Whew.
This would be the craziest backtest right here. The 8-hour time frame is just entering, the stochastic momentum is just entering bullish control zone, and you're about to get the explosion out of the 15th percentile of linear volatility. This is that present setting right now, and it's trailing. Let me see how far it's trailing back from. Oh my goodness, coming out of critical volatility on the hourly. Let's see, coming out of critical contraction on the bi-hourly, 3-hour critical contraction, 4-hour critical, 6-hour critical, 8-hour critical, 12-hour, and daily. Guys, there is a massive something about to pop off on Boeing, and that could be happening maybe tomorrow and continuing into the following days too. This is big. It's a big signal.
And look at your daily and your bi-daily back above the linear regression there.
Hell yeah, that's right. And we're actually above. Let's see. The bi-daily is slightly. Well, let me get rid of these drawings. And yeah, it looks like we're right at that 50% between the linear bands on the bi-daily. Let me see the daily time frame. Closing above the linear regression here. If anything, your reaccumulation start would be from maybe around 204. A tangible target would actually be down here, a physical target, 201.96 retrace, right? Then this thing could actually pull on to the upside here, get the resistance from the range of around 214.90 to about 217.86, validate your prior day high range, 208.16, and continue right into that 211 target. So let's see how that 211 reacts tomorrow, but that's your full daily ATR. And I think it probably completes it tomorrow. This is a big something happening here, man. Guys, don't FOMO into this play. It is one thing to call out the play. It is quite another to execute the play. Okay, things can invalidate at any moment, and it just so happens that this thing has multiple contraction levels on several time frames, and all of these time frames could honestly be backtested to similar upside targets here. So, but know for a fact that I'm definitely seeing a move on Boeing, and similar with coin here, but I would not put your kids tuition here. So don't do that. Okay, don't do that.
It's only a $5 ATR, so
yeah, it's hard to catch that.
A play like this, I would only buy it if I caught the dip.
Exactly.
I would have to catch the dip, let the options get crushed real quick, and then pick up maybe the 207s.
Exactly. And the area that I was speaking of about 201.96, not only is it several points of support in that area there, but you also have another daily gap right down at about 202.62. So that's very confluent with the bottom side wicks here of the 201.96 that we spoke of in a discretionary manner. So in all reality, your range to pick up this asset would be somewhere between the 202.62 and 199.78, right? So that could be an area to consider position long, but consider position long as in it's got to validate this first, then it's got to break the prior day high, then validate and continue. So in reality, you're only playing a $3 to $4 range here. So be very careful is what I'm trying to say. Just that's why I mean that it's quite the different story to execute it than to call it. It's like it's way easier to call it, team. I know it sounds. I know that's holy shit. It sounds really.
No, it's true. The market's fluid.
Just reality.
Yeah.
The market's fluid. It turns on a dime. Look at the Bitcoin rug pull.
Exactly. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I hope I didn't sound too. I didn't mean to sound arrogant, right, or anything like that by saying it's easy to call it, because no, it's not. I'm just saying in relation to executing the play, it's they're two different beasts, right?
It's a lot easier to chart and identify a play than it is to grab your balls and stick them on the table and say go. Exactly.
Like, man, putting risk on and then the nerves, and then you're out of the money for a little bit, and will you recover? How long are you going to hold?
Scared money don't make money, and it's hard to teach yourself not to be scared and believe in your play also be ready to pull the plug when it doesn't go your way.
Damn, scared
and not FOMO and go, it's gonna happen as your ship's sinking.
OGG just said scared money don't make money. Damn, bro. Laying down the truth, brother. I can't tell you, it's such a truth, and it's such a downfall for some, right? Because some will take that and be like, I'm not scared, and not chart it and not do the due diligence, and then completely get wrecked, right? So
and not pull the plug when the play's not going your way.
Holy crap! It's like it's a domino effect of unfortunate events.
Yep.
And I guess knowing when to pull the plug, man, knowing when the play is just definitely not there. Holy crap, dude! That's all really tough to. I'm no saint, guys. I also have massive trouble with that. I'm not a perfect trader. No one is, and we will all get trapped here and there, and we'll all freaking lose big time here and there, especially in these types of markets, man. So just, I guess the thing to consider here is just to make sure to keep your chin up and make sure to mitigate that psychology and attack the next day, just like you did the prior one, and continue onwards and forwards, right? Because that's the only way out, man. It's up, right? And I think
what I do?
Speak up, my brother.
If I'm in a play and I feel uncomfortable, I get out of the play. I'm either one of two things is happening. I'm either in over my head, or I'm just not in the right time frame. And both of those are bad things to have happening. So I just get out. I'm like, well, I'm not right. I'm not straight. And I'll even stop trading that day if I'm sitting in trades and I'm jittery and I'm on edge and I'm scared. And I know that I won't make the right decision if my emotions are controlling my actions. So I just quit and back away from the fucking table. And then I'll take mental notes of it. And usually it's that I was over leveraged. I had too much money on the line, because a lot of times you have to sit and wait for the play to unfold. And if you're over leveraged, you can't do it. You can't sit there fucking sweating your whole livelihood on an over leveraged play. So that's just true. It's not worth the play. So don't ever enter a play with more money than you can afford to sit there and be comfortably to lose.
Crap, man.
And don't ever be so comfortable with losing it that you don't pull the plug on the play, because that's just stupid.
Oh, that's just stupid.
That's something a gorilla would do.
I'm a gorilla for sure. So, holy shit, man. So somebody's asking me to chart IWM. So guys, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go, and I noticed that I actually muted Discord but didn't mute YouTube, and I just said, James, I was trying to call my little guy, all right, and I just yelled all over everybody's face on YouTube. So my apologies, you guys. Let me grab my little dude over there, right? I can hear him over there. I don't know what the heck he's destroying, but he's destroying something, right? So give me just a quick sec, you guys. I'll be right back. I got to make sure that he's cooling, right?
Wayne, were you working? Is that why you were gone?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy.
Yeah, I was pretty busy too. I was fishing.
Ooh, nice. What are you fishing for?
Big pike. I caught my biggest pike ever, 31 inches.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love pikes. I live on the Fox River. We have pike and muskie.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of smallmouth too. It's fun. A fun spot.
Love it.
Yep. Can't wait. Hey, it was 70 degrees here yesterday, and today it was. And it was a low of 20 today. It was 70 degrees. We're walking around in shorts, and then
now that's the real APR right there.
Oh, we're like, oh my god! It's like right now it's like 25 degrees or something. Oh shit! Chicago, it's nutty.
City, baby.
20.
Now work sucks, Cyber. I was so overworked the last 4 days.
Your wrists hurt from casting the pole so much?
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you're working musky or northerns, and you're like me, you're constantly moving.
Constantly. And
Yep.
I fucked around and got my fly pole out and threw some streamers, and I caught one on a streamer. On my
Nice.
fly pole. Yeah, it was fucking, that's the first northern I've ever caught on my fly pole.
Yeah, I've never caught a northern on a fly, but I caught one on a topwater spinner.
Yeah, big topwater plugs and stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's
right
fun.
in the shallows. He came out,
Yeah.
wah, rolled on
Yeah.
that pit, and like, let's go. Over here, the best thing in this river is a white jig.
Nice.
A white jig works for everything. It's cool. There's a little spot by me. It's probably about a half a mile down the path, and there's 3 islands, and the river's running different directions, you know, through these 3 troughs, you know. And in the middle of the 3 islands, it's only, well, in the summertime it's all rock, but like right now it's only an inch or 2 deep. So you can literally fish the left side current, pick it up, walk 5 feet, throw it in the other trough, fish the other current. You know, it's awesome. One spot slows down, you just go to the other side.
I knew I liked you for a reason. I didn't know you were a fisherman.
Oh, I love fishing.
Yeah, me too.
My wife laughs because I watch all the fishing shows and all. She's like, really? I'm like, you watch craft videos. What's the difference?
Yeah. The fishing shows are actually enjoyable. That's the difference.
Yeah. So whoever was talking about IWM, I mean, it looks pretty good right now. The previous month at is it 205? Tomorrow's the close of the month. Let's see the weekly real quick. Oops. Daily got a little red, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot because right now all the markets are up. Like almost at yesterday's high. ES is like pretty close.
I hunt crypto, but for big game, I use a bow. The only thing I use guns on is birds.
Nice. I think we might get an outside day tomorrow, guys. Like
Okay.
a pop through the high and then a stuff move. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
It's gonna, because we're already floating up at yesterday's high. Like we're only a couple points off already on the ES. So if we drift up, them numbers come out, they poke through and then turn it. Or it could be a bull flag. I don't want to be discounting that. It is the last day of the month. Put a little window dressing on it.
Yep. I don't follow AI that much crypto. I don't.
That happens. We would be, well, if we break out tomorrow, the measured move could be on the IW. Oh, this is the ES, my fault. Be running back toward the highs. Let's see the IW. I think the IWM has a chance to really push tomorrow. And especially that inverted hammer close there. I don't know. That's the only iffy thing. Last time we had that, we gapped down nasty.
Yeah.
But if she holds the 202 tomorrow, then this thing's probably going to go like 205. I would think it's going to go to 205, 206. Why not break it out? Why not break out the whole market? I mean, shit. If this is the bull flag and the market's all pump on some good data, and IWM going to break 205. And I
If
think
it's good data, it's fake data.
it's all fake anyway.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Holy
And
the economy's doing great. What are you fucking talking about? I just went and bought a soda pop and a freaking hamburger. It cost me $40.
Yeah, no shit. And IWM's known to have 2.5% to 3% days, so if markets are pumping, I would look for 206. I would look for a breakout this time, but realistically, you have quote unquote resistance at 205.49, which I don't really think is resistance anymore. Because we hit it, sold off, came back up, hit it, sold off. Next time we hit it, sold off. But all these sell-offs were higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Next time through, we should rip. IWM might have a big day tomorrow. We'll let Arca give you the rest of the analyses.
So balls deep at the open then.
Well, we've seen this once before, like, I don't know, about a year ago. We were near a high, jobs numbers came out, we pierced through it, spiked nasty, and then, we faded. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but it's the end of the month, so whatever. Why not make a higher high?
Right?
That back in action.
That's all right. We were entertaining them.
Oh yeah, nice man. Thank you. Yeah, my little guy just put on some chicken nuggets in the thing for him.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I'm getting hungry too.
Nice. So yeah.
IWM, what you think?
IWM, what's the story, right? So let's see. Let me drop down a little bit here. Make sure that everybody's listening to me. Oh man.
Crypto does want you to look at AI too.
C3 AI, yeah, sure. I think it had earnings today, right? So we definitely have to take a look at that.
Earnings?
Yeah, I think it was today. The daily closure on the IWM is a little. I mean, technically it's bullish, but it's also closing beneath the prior bar low, and it's also within a daily gap. So I'm wondering here if this thing is just gonna want to take advantage of the. Did it actually? Let me see. 202.30. Yeah, no, still hasn't. Okay, yeah, I'm wondering here if it's gonna want to take advantage of that drop into 201.67, and while there, just might as well just get the support level from the next gap here at about 201.15. Right, very confluent closing and range high and wick low and all that good stuff there, right? So let's see. Let me take a look at a couple other things here. Right, yeah, it's relevant enough. I will say that if it starts failing this, I mean the real support bottom here for a continuation to the downside would be your 201.93. But if you start failing this this gap bottom at 272, not only is it a psychological drop, but it's kind of free range here, right? Between 200 and about 199.84. So there's really nothing in the way of getting down there, right? So that's a kind of a scary, but I do think that the small caps may get a shot to an upside here. And the reason why I say that is because the daily time frame RSI is presently sitting at the support of the SMA 14 and in the gravitational zone, right? So this could get a bounce and a recovery, right? So this could get pulled by that gravitation into the bullish control zone for a continuation. Another hint is that stochastic momentum is completely in the bullish control zone and at its gravitation too. right? So this is more of a delayed outlook in momentum. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame for the IWM and see. Actually, the hourly, probably just take it there, right? Hourly time frame did have a very nice close above the prior bar high, and also in the 50% of the linear regression band. So again, if this thing were to pull back, I could definitely see the confluence here between the linear regression bottom and the 201.94 of the discretionary support bottom we just spoke of, right? So that could very well be an area for it to pull back, reaccumulate here, and continue on to the next resistance, which could be at about I would say anywhere between 203 to 204 ish. And this may be completed. Let me see. Could it really be? No way. Let me see. Hold on just a sec. This could be completed during the early pre-market. Maybe. Holy shit. If that's the case, then the next opportunity would be the resistance of the hourly gap at 203.25, pull back, validate your validate your 203 by pre-market, hold that 203, and then move to clear the gap, and you have a resistance of 203.67 to, let's see, to your prior day high at about 203.85, right? So that's a, you know, your prior day low is sitting at 201.86, so you might as well just get that bottom side there as well, right? So support bottoms 201.94 to about 201.86. It could still drop further, of course, right? But this is your pre-market low. Beating that pre-market low, definitely look at your buy daily low from there, around $200.83, and it's. I did say, right? I did say 201.15. Let me potential liquidity trap there.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you're looking at your buy daily lows, that would imply that you would get this candle support down here, but you have an hourly gap here. So that, yeah, you could potentially see a little bit of a trap there, and then continue on to the upside, right? Get the bears a little excited there, and longs could be waiting at the opening at the top side of this gap here. So the gap is low. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a, you know, it's in the bi-weekly range, but it's also in the hourly time frame, so not the most credible. But I will say that there's a lot of space. There's a void there. So I do think that it holds weight, right? This area here. So get that support bottom, accumulate somewhere around this zone here, right? Get long the asset, and ride it to maybe the top side of about 203.85. I could actually see an overall break in the coming days of 205, maybe run into that 206 deep 205 area. So if you start battling that 206 or 205.56, that's it's looking like clear skies there. So that it could be a nice little run up. I know you're gonna reach that double top feeling too there, right? So it's all gonna be that's gonna be the real trial here, right? To really experience the top side of 205, but something tells me we'll get it. And small caps, they've already, we've already been talking about the upside of the small caps for the last 2-3 weeks. So I think continuation here, a little choppy, but I think the small caps are going to take it, and they're probably going to start exploding here in the next maybe few days to a week. And speaking of a small cap, real quick, LQR, a very discretionary, tiny back test here. 8-hour time frame is potentially going to fire off a signal tomorrow. It's in the critical contraction. Stochastic momentum pivoted upward, and like I said, this was kind of eyeballed for the majority, right? So I usually go a little bit tighter with my data, right? But this This was for a master student that I had a private session with, and we went over the backtest properties. Right, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the conditions and criteria for linear volatility versus Stokes. So 5 iterations in a shorter time frame, right? It's a few months here, and 4 of which have been guessed correctly to the upside. That gives us an 80% probability for a mean or an average upside thrust of 27.45%, which would potentially lead price action without a standard deviation backtest, of course, of around 375. 375 is absolutely curious because this is the top side of your biweekly, right? So biweekly highs at 378, 380. That's very much confluent to the 375 backtest that we're looking for. And that's also saying that the signal would fire off at the break of 294, right? So if we, that means that we need volatility here, the volatility component, the colored line, we need that to expand beyond the 15th percentile and have the moving average with an upside pivot as well. Without that condition, the signal is not fired and it is invalid, right? So I think that LQR gets a shot to the upside, and that could be happening over the next day or two. And I think there could be a pretty nice move there, and a lot of people kind of waiting on that, right? So now if we're observing this on the hourly time frame, I did notice broadening formation, descending, and it does have a psychological take profit of a valuation of 321, right? So the 375 backtest also sort of rhymes with this because we don't know when, at what valuation the signal will fire, when volatility decides to expand beyond the 15% with the moving average. So we don't know that, right? The thing is that we're observing here is that we're oversold in a lot of time frames here. There is a potential upside pivot coming in these short time frames too, right? So with that said, I do think that we have a good shot at this. Immediate short-term time frame pullback, LQR early, intraday pullback to around 278. Sounds familiar already, right? And to the linear regression hourly bottom, right? So this could happen in the early pre. At 4 a.m. potential bottom side of 277 before a continuation to resist at this area here, right? So you're looking at a space between 290 and about 291. And that would be a very nice little resistance here to start coming back and validating your support levels of around 287, 285-ish, and then get the push to the upside here. Your 297 to about $3 is a critical resistance. Lots of price rejections and continuations from that level there, psychological too. And from there, that would be your push. 309, backtest to $3, continuation to 321, potential backtest to 293, and then continue for a higher high. We got to see how this feels moving forward. But yeah, that's currently what I'm seeing for this asset. So not bad, and the IWM looks to be supporting just exactly what I just mentioned there. So. Nice little analysis. The one thing I will say, team, is that while I am suggesting a potential drop into the 201.15 area, 201.93 zone, we kind of have to take into consideration a little bit of a psychological defeat against, not a defeat, maybe. I guess you got a head and shoulders here, right? It's a potential danger for the bulls. And nice little upside regression here. It's I'm not complaining, actually. It's a very, very clean formation, right? Its resistance, hourly time frame, got to break above the 203.30 and specifically close above the 202.68, right? And specifically close above the 202.94 in order to get some continuation to the upside resistances of these levels here, right? The ones that we spoke of 203.67 to 203.85. So this is the break of regression. This is the technical validation of resistance from the head and shoulders regression. and this would be position short open and continuation, right? So bottom side targets here for this formation would be as follows, right? So let's just say this: you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared to take on both sides of the spectrum, right? So yeah, you take that regression as the neckline, measure your trend line from the top of the head to that neckline, apply it to the middle of your right hand shoulder, and your target comes up to 199.25, and that's I will say that that's a huge drop considering the IWM valuation against its daily ATR, which is 354. So eyeballs on the play, eyeballs on the prize, right? But know that there are some dangers present, and know that there is a threat using two. This is a bearish buy formation, right? Something really proprietary to myself. You're looking at a broadening wedge here too. This is you're looking at an ascending broadening wedge, and it's playing out almost to the T, the way that it should be played out, right? So you have test 1, 2, golden rule of 3, capitulation at 3, fake out for test number 4. You didn't get the invalidation test, right? And then your bottom side targets are set like this, right? This is your broadening bottom. Rejection on this would be testing the bottom side of about $200. We spoke about $200. $200 is inflection here, right? That's your psychological level. So you get the bounce from $200, validate your wave number 3 fake out at 201.60. You'll capitulate, get the support from the bottom side of $200, right? And get this, you'll resist here, and then you'll continue. The genesis of the formation is your take profit here. Okay, so I'm giving you both bull case and bear case in case you're not aware of what the dangers could be. This is a traditional setup with a 3 golden rule already succeeding. Fake out number 4, right? You're getting the prep right now for a continuation to the downside to test the bottom side of the formation. And you're getting the head and shoulders from an ascending formation. Inverse head and shoulders descending formations, those are your bullish buy formations. Your bearish buy formations are ascending formations, whether it be a channel or a broadening wedge. So lots of ways to observe the potentials of the market here, right? I'm just giving you, say for the psychology behind head and shoulders for me is greed. The psychology behind a broadening ascending wedge is anxiety, right? So there is lots to question here. And the only reason I see this potentially selling off is due to a broader market pressure that can flash sell off a bunch of things. So if the broader markets flash sell, then everything will flash sell, and then they'll play their inverse plays together or apart from each other. That's the only reason I see that this could, experience whatever. It's got to be a macro data. It's got to be macro data that affects the entire market, all in all. So GDP is one of those. Literally that. Right?
I like it. I mean, you're 201.95 or 201.90s. I mean, you're there, so it's low risk.
Low risk.
I mean, if you're wrong, you're going to know right away.
Right away, yeah.
And
you'll get kicked in the ass so hard.
Yeah. So that's not a bad spot.
Not bad at all, man.
Because you did remount. You mounted up that 202 level. Nice. You broke above it on the 4 hour. You broke above the 202. You went up, came down, back test, bounce, back test, bounce, back to. If tomorrow and the inverted daily, that could, if that level holds, this thing could rip right through. I think it's going 207. I think is your target.
Yeah, I think so too.
If the market runs, because we're already gapping up big.
Exactly. So this is a bullish formation here, opposing the shorter time frame buy formation, right? So this is inverted hammer. right? This is after a downtrend, right? This is when your hammers appear. So this is clearly a sign of reversal, right? So that there could be a V-shaped recovery from there. 4-hour time frame. This is what's that called? A dragonfly doji, right? You have a little dragonfly here, or close to one. Probably a hammer 2, whatever it is. Hourly time frame outside bar, green bar, and closing above the prior bar low, high. Sorry. The odds are stacking towards the bulls. I just need to give everybody the warning here of the potential bear play. So in other words, what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to say very clearly that if you are a bear and you're playing this, I think that you are entering a bear trap. So I'm just saying it. I'm just going to say it out loud. I feel that these are the bulls setting up a massive bear trap, and it's probably gonna liquidate a lot of people. So this is this is a traditional setup for a downside, but I don't see a reason why it would drop. I don't small caps, I don't know why they would fall at this point. Actually, I've been seeing strength on them for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, unless if the market gets drilled on these job numbers, then then you got your answer.
Hell yeah. And you know what? I think do we have
that's pre-market?
Yeah. You know what? Let me see something here.
I got it right here.
So the weekly time frame closing on Friday, end of day, coming from a hammer candle. This is the validation candle for continuation to the upside. So closing Friday in the green here, anywhere above the 201.15, that would be a confirmation candle for this hammer. Let me see the bi-weeklies. Still green. Okay. I mean, we're still at 202. Top side is 204.19. Let me see the monthly. Monthly outside bar closing tomorrow in 15 hours. Guys, this is otherwise known as like a bull flag, right? So series of higher highs. A little bit of a weird turn here with this lower low here. But this, in all respect, is just the break of a consolidation zone. So if we're going to get that break, then we can determine the macro high for this, right? So let's just say that we were writing this channel here, right? This would be the chop area, right? Just like this here. To determine the macro high would be simply to convert the resistance of this top side into a support, and then you measure the total distance between that chop area and put it at the break, right? So that gives you, it's just a very rudimentary way to observe the potential top sides. But if this is the case, monthly time frame is suggesting a 251 top and all-time high for the IWM. I don't know that would be the case, but it certainly feels like it's headed that way. So I'm giving you a macro perspective here, weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of time. So know that could be a potential. All right, I think let me get these chicken nuggets here, team. Hold on just a sec.
I'm gonna go get me some chicken nuggets too.
Okay, you guys, back. So that's it for the IWM ticker. Don't expect this to don't expect this to just ride up like crazy, right? We don't know what macro data says. We can't guess that, right? The macro data's there. We'll wait for it and we'll react to whatever the markets have to say. But I know, Coin OG. I know it's so late for you guys. Of course, I can't even blame you, right? But if you need to take off, please be my guest, right? Sebastian sharing with us a ticker right now, right? SMFL. That looks like a breakout, man. You got to test that 178. It looks like upside Stokes expansion on the 12-hour. Damn, that thing is for sure going up. Nice. Good setup there, Seb. Good setup, dude. Let's see. So, team, remember, we're definitely looking at the potentials of what the heck is going on. Let me stop the replay here. Yes, exit the replay. Yeah, we're potentially looking at a play and continuation to the upside of Boeing. Could get very volatile pretty soon. The potential play of the IWM is coming up. Right, there could be a little bit of a retrace before a continuation to the upside at around that 201, 200 level. LQR, right, potential breakout play on this. I don't think it'll backtest the 265, but you never know, right? But this is throwing off an 8-hour signal, and there could be continuation. SLUN, we never touched on this, but there was a lot of pressure to the downside today, but that's why we put together the support bottoms for this, right? So if you don't remember those supports, this is definitely what is this called again? I hate it when damn it, I need to get myself the damn candle thing. I need to put it right next to me. I know it's in it looks like a shooting star. It's not quite the abandoned baby, but I know this is one evening star, I think. No. It's definitely a formation here, right? So, and it's a bearish one. Just know that. All right, kick you in the butt. So, let's see. So, personal income, initial jobless claims comes out at 8:30. Damn. So that's a 5:30 a.m.
Top?
Yeah, initial jobless at the top. Yeah, that would. Wait a second.
Candle, is that a spinning top formation?
Oh, it's. I mean, the spinning top. I would really like a smaller body and equal wicks. We have the body towards the bottom, but see, like I feel like this. What is it called? A bearish inside down or something like that. But if it was inside, I've seen this formation with an inside bar.
It's called an abandoned baby.
Oh, right. So it is an abandoned baby. I thought the abandoned baby was at the bottom side, but yeah, I think it might be abandoned baby too.
Oh, maybe it is at the bottom. I don't know.
Shit. You see what I mean? I need to get my Bible up in here, man, and have it chill up in here, right? So somebody actually asking me about that ticker SMCI. That was that one that you took the $84 rip from the bottom side of the Lin Reg. Such a cool play. I will say that SLUN is approaching support. If the support fails, that's simply because the SMA 14 reached too low of a valuation. If it reaches the 72% of overbought, that is gravitation and danger for the bulls, right? So from this point, it's potential continuation to the downside, aka retest of your 593 for a bounce and continuation to the upside. I don't know a lot of traders who buy at overbought. Okay, so be careful. So just to put things into a lighter perspective there. But SMCI, what the heck is going on with that now, right? Super micro. Definitely distribution still live, right? We haven't even touched the bottom side of this gap, which would be right at about 801.99. Then then another gap, right? Another gap bottom to 775.28. There could still be continuation, right? Let me see that thing. bearish abandoned baby.
Yeah, you could consider it an abandoned baby.
It could be considered that, right? Okay.
Yeah. Whoever was asking about IWM,
Yeah, what are you thinking?
SMCI is the biggest weight in the Russell, in the IWM.
Awesome. So
if you're going to play IWM, then you better have your eyes on SMCI, because that one stock will move that whole index.
So let's just say it like this. Keep your eyes on the IWM and volume on the SMCI. We have declining volume, declining price. Bear exhaustion is otherwise being shown here, right? So if we're looking at bear exhaustion, that means that there could be a floor found soon. And that floor we could potentially identify. Let me see if I could, though. It might be a macro time frame. Oh, damn, I think it's the 5-day. Or the 3-day? Ooh, the 3-day may reject the downside here. RSI bearish crossover. It is in the opposing side. This could actually get a rejection from the gravitational zone down here. So it could get a quick little let's go.
Point record.
Yeah, dude, 1,077.87, and then your relevant resistances are 993.18 to about 1,404. You could also use the opening of the prior 3-day candle at 939.13, which then those targets start to seem a little more realistic, right? I do. Let me see the average true range on this. It's got 85.
It's in a wolf. Target's 220.
220?
220, but you got to get above 8. Well, it's going to be tomorrow, so you're going to have to get above this 820. Once you get above 820, you should get a 920 ripper.
Let's see.
I don't know if it's going to be in one day, but it could be. I don't know. We got data.
You know what? Monthly time frame closed tomorrow, and you're getting 3 consecutive green candles with increasing volume and positive earnings last month. So this is not looking bad. Closing above the 50% of the retracement here from the monthly candle would be ideal. So I would say closing this candle anywhere above 740 it's still bullish. Of course, immediate short-term time frame, lots of deviations within it, right? But
trap door wide open though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
God. Oh.
I guess just
Hope
be
you
careful.
got a parachute. Hope you got a parachute.
That otherwise you would be getting slashed by the falling knife, man. It's a little dangerous, but yeah, team, don't gamble the guess. Don't guess it at all. Just try to, we're waiting for the forward guidance here, man. Get the data first. Read the sentiment.
Contraction on these dailies, the contraction. This thing's in a big wedge.
On
the daily.
It is.
Look at it, expansion, contraction. This thing might explode tomorrow. If the market rips, this thing's going past 900.
Dude, this is a bull pennant.
It could be.
That's a daily bull pennant with declining volume. Those are all signs of the triangle family. So, holy shit.
Wow. Good call on that. I'm setting some alerts right now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is quite the play here, team. SMCI is potentially getting ready for a 100-point jump. And it's got a daily average true range of 85 points. It's already forward bound. Okay, so just please be careful leading into the play. Do not guess your play. All right, so just I'm just gonna say it like that, team. But SMCI could be what's the 5-minute? You gotta be kidding me, dude. Tell me,
it's down 13 hours, $13 overnight.
$13. It's below. Wait a second, it's below inflection. That doesn't make any sense. Who the hell's open right now?
Well, is that post market?
Yeah, let me. Is the 24-hour market?
I don't know. I'm looking. Hold on.
What the hell? Let me see too.
804 after hours. Oh, this is beautiful.
1.7% down, equivalent to $13.87. Let me chart that. 802. What was it? 802.68. Let me see that. Oh, it's barely.
There's a gap there.
Is there?
There's a gap at 803.54.
Oh, okay. 802
on the daily. 803.40. Sorry, whatever. Oh boy. Well then, if SMCI let the bodies hit the floor, you know what's going on with the IWM.
Damn.
About to have a burning, man.
Yeah, no pun intended. Check it out. This was my support range. It was 799.86 to 810.04. So there is a thing, something, well, within a daily time frame gap, right? Yeah, that's the daily gap to the wick high of Monday, February 12th, 2024. That it marked off that gap there, right? And then the wick high of the wick low then of so the wick high of February 12th, and then the wick low of this candle here on February 16th. That's the space that we're sitting in. It's 799.86 to 810.04. Very weird. I know, I'm sorry. I have such a freaking stupid way of looking at support bottoms, and I just use psychology to the validity of their worth, you know? So in my personal opinion, I do think that it is a critical bottom. I know that we still have confluent bottoms here at 790.78. So they're even I guess I would say that even falling into that 790 area is still bull control. The true inflection for this on a daily time frame is, I mean, I guess it would be 693 and 200 point. I mean, 112, 115 points out of that it's not unreasonable in case it does fall. So the bull pennants team, yes, it's a little weird, you know, but bull pennants are favoring the bull side, right? But you know that it can be played both ways. Okay, so just in case this thing plays to the downside, just know that to be careful at these levels. You could get a massive bounce at 695.97, but that could be maybe a two-day low. But Mark Roach, what's up, buddy? What's up, Peeps? How's it going? BTC at 62. What the hell did BTC just cross that? Gosh.
Yeah, it popped them.
Oh, Crypto Buzz just said it too. Damn it, I wasn't looking. Sorry, guys. This is ETH at 34.50. Damn. Dude, this is so cool, man. BTC is awesome. All right, yeah, look at that thing. 62,100, approaching that 64 again. So, let's trade.
See you in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning, right? Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and close up shop here. I appreciate everybody for coming on by, and I'm sorry, guys. I know that I didn't get to a few of your requests, but I'll try my best to get to them anyway. Right? Please make sure to join the Arca Bulls trading team. Hit that link in the description. In the chat that I just added. And come by and trade with some very talented people. I couldn't be more fortunate. You can't even buy a banana or anything with that crap. I agree, man. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on by. Ian, love you, buddy. Aiden, take care, man. CoinFox, appreciate you so much, my dude. OGG, it was so good to talk to you, man. Yeah, Mark Roach, appreciate you, dude. All right, you guys, any questions or concerns, you know where to reach me. But with that said, let me go ahead and sign out here, right? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night. I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. Yeah.